come when you do it, it goes.
So this one's still relevant.
Thanks.
Good, Rabbi. We still hear you.
Yeah, good.
Sure.
Very good. Okay. Let's just get this thing here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we're going to be doing something special today. That
Recording in progress.
Okay. That was sent out, something special that was sent out. I believe you have it on the phone, or you printed it. We'll start it in a minute. I first want to thank the sponsors, Chevra at Meridian, Jeff Weinberg and Ralph Hertzke and the rest of the Chevra there, Meridian. And also one of our Chavim who's sponsoring the Shiurim Ligului Nishmas, Esther Tova Bas Eliezer Ben Yomen HaKohen, and the Neshama should have an Aliyah. The whole family should only have Simcha. And also the Parnas HaChodesh, the Hershkovich family, the Ligului Nishmas Leah Sarah Bas Zev, and Neshama should have an Aliyah, and the whole family should only Simcha, Nachas, and Bracha. So, we finished, I think we finished the last piece in Meishiv Nafshi with the commentary of Meishiv Nafshi. At the end, we were talking about the different iterations of the Yetzer Hara, and because the Yetzer Hara is constantly mischadesh, it's constantly changing, it's wearing all different levushim. So because of that, the person becomes convinced that the Yetzer Hara is the person thinks that the Yetzer Hara is, I'm failing now, is the same Yetzer Hara that I've always lost to. It's the same Yetzer Hara, but the truth is, no, this is a different Yetzer Hara. The earlier Yetzer Hara that you did fight against, you did defeat at that time, and now the Yetzer Hara is coming in a different way. And we were talking about how that works. Basically, in the parsha, it's Hatzileni Nam Yad Achim Yad Esav. And we were learning, save me from my brother from Esav. We were learning that sometimes, like by Tzadikim, we were learning how the Yetzer Hara comes as a Malach Kodesh that tells you to do more than you're really capable of doing at that moment. And as a result of that, even a big person can fall into Atzvus because the Yetzer Hara comes like the brother. It comes like in a way that sounds very positive and very nice. That you could do, you're doing great, but there are bigger madrigas that you're ready for, and even though you might not be at all at that moment, so the Yetzer Hara can come in that levush of achi, or it could come stam like Esav, that you're no good, you're worthless, you're alaveir, this is you're the same person you always were. But ben kach, the result that the Yetzer Hara seeks is that the person should come to a place of atzvus and yeyush. This is what we're talking about the past few weeks in this Torah. That's based upon L'Kudim Ayin Beis. Atzvus, sadness, and yeyush, and that's ma'or. The midas hadin, we were talking about the midas hadin is mis'orviness, sadness, and so on. And to be able to unmask the Yetzer Hara as a chakran, as a ganav, shtusum shtiyot, what it's talking about, whatever was, and this is who you are now. This is what we've been talking about, and we're going to continue soon in the next page. But I felt it would be a good idea after learning really these past few Torahs in the in Meishiv Nafshi to learn a little bit, to read together a tefillah that Rabbi Nosson composed for this Torah, for Torah Ayin Beis. So I hope you have it. It's tefillah in the Likutei Tefillos. It's tefillah Tzadik Beis in Likutei Tefillos. There are different editions of Likutei Tefillos. So this edition of Likutei Tefillos is according to the Torahs. So whenever you're learning a Torah in Likutei Moran, and you want to daven for what you learn, so this tells you always, this brings down the tefillah for each of the Torahs. So for Torah Ayin Beis, and then Misham will learn the little piece that's following, that's really based upon Ayin Daled, I will do some of the tefillah. So every now and then it's good to do together some of the tefillahs, to daven for what we're learning. just for a few minutes, a little bit, and then we'll get to the next piece. So if you do have it, it begins with the words Tov Umeti Lakol. You see it? Yeah? You have it good. Tov Umeti Lakol. If you don't, it's a little bit hard to listen to. It puts all that we've been learning together and asks Hashem to help us with it. Tov Umeti Lakol Asher Bra'asa Ha'olam B'Shvil L'Gadlus Tuvcha Rachmanuscha. Hashem, you are good to all of us. And the whole tachlis of creating the world, as we've been taught, is L'Gadlus Tuvcha Rachmanuscha, is in order to reveal your goodness and your Rachmanis and your love for us. And because of this great and true kindness and love that is infinite and that's forever and it's always, that you wanted to reveal to us, Nasata Banu is a Yetzirah. So you did us a big favor. You were just saying how much you love us and how much you want us and how good you are to us. But we're saying that because Rabbi Nassan is saying that because you love us and because you're so good to us, but your goodness is a true goodness. Not like somebody that just says, I love you, and or here, take the car keys. But Daddy, I'm only 9 years old. It's okay. Right? No. Hashem's love is true love. And because of that, Nasata Banu as Yetzirah. Because you truly love us. And your love is not the way human beings love. Hashem, your love is always about the ultimate good for the person. Therefore, you gave us the Yetzirah. Why did you give us the Yetzirah? The Yetzirah is Ra. You gave us the Yetzirah Kedei L'Hachnio L'Shabra. You gave us the Yetzirah in order for us to be able to repress, to break, L'Achnio, to crush. There's no different than Ramchal, of course, and all the tzaddikim. You gave us that because the only true tov that a person can have, and the only tov that's nitzchi, that's forever, is that which he's able to earn by crushing all that's in his way to becoming good and fighting against the challenges that are standing opposed to him being good. Because your way of thinking, Hashem, is very exalted. And you know that it's impossible for you to truly reveal your love for us and your kindness unless we have bechira, unless we have free choice. I've mentioned this many times. Whenever you or I are in the presence of special children or special adults that are not capable of Rahman al-San of thinking, and they seem to be, most of them, again, they're all different madrigas, but they're much happier than us usually. You know what I'm talking about. When you're with that chevra, they're very happy. If you ask them how you doing, everything's great. It's gewaldig. On the other hand, when it comes to us, there are lots of issues. We all have issues. We all have problems and so on. So if someone would give you the choice, well, then maybe if another would come or Hashem would say, well, okay, if you'd like, because you have a lot of problems, you're all upset. You have to go to Thanksgiving dinner with your mother-in-law or something. So all these issues and problems that you have in your life. So would you rather change places with this sweet, happy, special person, special child? And the answer, of course, is not. Because the toiv ha'amiti and nitzchi is that a person has bechira, and not to be without bechira. And everybody recognizes that the smile that's on that person's face is not a smile that comes from working or struggling or achieving something. It's just a painted smile, Hashem Yachid. It's painted on the face. So it's only Adei HaBechira L'Adam. You gave Sheyeh Kar Bechira L'Adam Aidei Shnei HaYitzarim Shnesatem. And therefore you gave us two Yitzers. Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Ra. La'asher Tuvcha V'Hasagas Amitascha Ola Ad Ein Sof, and because your goodness and Hasagas Amitascha, the emes is Ola Ad Sof, is infinite. And you want us, you didn't want to just give yourself to us like you give to the Malachim, because in a certain way, with all of their greatness, the Malachim, we could call them special angels. They also have smiles painted on their faces. Malachim have smiles painted on their faces. And the Malachim of Gvura have anger painted on, whatever it is. But they're painted. The Malachim are painted. And therefore the Malachim are envious of human beings. Because when I smile, a real smile, it's something that I worked for. And a Malach can't do that. So, you want us to be masig you want us to connect to you, not because you just gave yourself, like you gave yourself to the Malachim, because you hid yourself from us. You gave part of yourself to us. You gave us remuzim. You gave us hints of your presence in our lives. But then, like the Chazal described, Shirim, that like a deer that just about, like in the Shirim, the Chosn Kala, they're always just about to get together and to be with each other and meet and all. But then last minute, brach doidi. So Hashem, your relationship with us is like Shir, that there's this unbelievable longing and love and so on, but it's just not consummated because we're living in a physical world. So it's hard. So these two Yetzar, there's two Yetzar, but you want us that we should reach you, but Tachlis Madregel Yoina Al Kain, and because of that, Higdalte v'Hebesa b'Kaychas HaYetzar Kemad B'Lishir. Because of that, you created in each one of us a Yetzar that has tremendous kaychas, and it keeps the Dod and the Raya, the two, Danila Doidi v'Doidi Li, it keeps them apart. It's not preventing them from being together, but it's causing a tremendous difficulty in getting together. Doesn't mean they can't, but it's hard. And every single step along the way in my life that I'm trying to do better, you have given the Yetzirah because you love us, and because of your infinite kindness. You have given the Yetzirah b'chol, every single darga, each madrega along the way. You have given the Yetzirah koach, the ability, lahasis, to mislead, to pull away, to derail. Vilamnoa, and to ulafatos, and to trick, and to convince, and so on. Kadeshin is gaber b'chol pam, and the reason that you did that, the purpose of all of that is, of course, is kadeshin is gaber b'chol pam, l'shavra b'chol dargi v'dargi. We should be misgaber, and at each step along the way, again with the constantly changing mutations and permutations of the Yetzirah, each one to be able to recognize it for what it is, even if it's dressed up like Achi, like a Malach HaKadosh, to recognize it and to break it. And to break it. It looks like it's Achi, but it's really Esa. And to break it. And in doing so, each step along the way, we're able to achieve higher levels of connection to your elokus, to elokus. Even though I may not feel that I'm achieving that, I may not feel like that I'm getting higher, nevertheless I am. And there's no end to how high a person can go. Like it says, Shalom Melech says in Koheles, Gavo me'al gavo. It's infinite. Because of your great kindness. If you want to give us the ultimate toiv, and you know that the only way that human beings can ascend to higher and higher levels is by breaking through those manias, those obstructions, those obstacles that are going to be at each step along the way. At each stage, there are going to be these hamoneya, v'hamait, hamesis, v'hamadiyah. That's the Yitzhar. To try to prevent and to turn you away, and so on. That's why we're learning. The whole Torah is really based on that Gemara. That kol hagadol michavero, you have become greater. You are ascending, but now the Yitzhar is bigger. It's a different madrega. You're in a different madrega. The same way that an adult has different Yetzaharas than a kid. Even though in certain ways it might look the same thing, you could see it looks like on the outside maybe the child is eating something that's not good for him, and the adult is eating something that's not good for him. But there's much different. It's very, very, very different. Even though on the outside it might look the same, but you have gotten older, and you have fought many battles, and as a result of that, you're on a higher madrega, and the Yetzirah is a higher Yetzirah. It's a stronger Yetzirah. But all of that, Rabbi Nosson is explaining based upon this Torah. He's explaining the davening. However, because of my many sins, because of my silliness, because of my shtus daiti abchusa, because I'm so silly, because of my nonsense, shtus daiti abchusa. Lo daishal has gabarti l'shabra b'chamadrega. Not only have I failed to break these new yetzaharlach that are challenging me in my life, Avgam his garabi b'yosim nurai. His garbi b'yosim. They're even stronger now, or harder for me than when I was young. Adeshen ispasti kisoy mechmar. Until I find myself being like someone who's caught in a net. I'm caught in a trap. Nishanani Hashem b'idei lo uchal kum. And I feel like it says in the pasuk that you have put me into a situation lo uchal kum. And I'm in the grip of this net of this Yetzirah, and I can't get out. Lo uchal kum. And whenever I try to get at least a little bit out, to climb out a little bit from this net, from this trap, I try a little bit, lachtor, to dig and to get out of the trap. Humizgara, it's stronger. Humizgara b'yoisa, and it's stronger than ever before. And I've tried this many, many times, bli shir. I'm too weak. I can't do it anymore. I'm just too much. When the pasuk says "Tzomsu babor chayai," it says in Eicha, "Tzomsu babor chayai." They've ended my life, throwing me into a pit, like Yosef had said. Tzomsu babor chayai vayadu even bi, and throwing rocks at me. That's how I feel. The Yetzirah has thrown me into a pit, and not only has the Yetzirah thrown me into a pit that I don't know how to get out of, but the Yetzirah is laughing at me, like standing at the top of the pit and throwing rocks in on top of me. Ma oimer, what should I say? Ma asainan, complain. What should I say? Ma oimer, ma adab, ma tzaddik. How do I justify myself? How could I, after all these years, how could I open my mouth? And how could I face you? How could I look at you? Now. How could I look at you? That I have drawn the Yetzirah upon myself, and because of my many aveiros. What have I done to myself? That I'm in this situation, that I'm trapped. Now, of course, there's repetition because it's a tefillah. It's not a Torah, it's a tefillah. You, Rebbeinu Shalom, who everything you do is because of your love. Always, every minute. And your toiv and your rachamim never stops, even for a second. So I'm in this trap. I'm stuck. I'm in this pit. The rocks are falling on me, and I believe be'emunah shleima that all of this is what tuv chavrachamecha. So ata yodea godel toikef adinim. I write some les garber alai b'chol pam chas v'shalom. But you know, Rebbeinu Shalom, that I'm very tzibrochen from this, and because of this, because of my tzibrochen, there's also more and more dinim, because I'm depressed, and I have all these dinim that are now surrounding me. B'chol pam chas v'shalom. Ki kulam esgarim miskanim b'isha Yisraeli. Because all the kaiches are jealous of a Jew, b'isha Yisraeli. Because deep inside the heart is always burning to get close to you, and I do want to get close to you. That's why I'm always trying to dig out of this pit. I'm trying to get out. Even though this happened to me 1,000 times, I've been trying to get out. To return to you, and to really get close to you, to get to know you. But every single time that there's any hisayrus to try to get out, and any tnua, any little movement or motion, to try to be free, to try to climb out of this pit, hey, Meishiv Nafshi, just like Yosef Atzadik, right? So the more that Yosef Atzadik was trying, the more his brothers hated him. And the more that I try to get out of this pit that I was thrown into, by my own Yetzer Hara, I take responsibility. Meishiv Nafshi. And the other side, the Yetzer Hara, hates me more and more. Because when the Yetzer Hara sees that I'm trying, because an Ish Yisraeli is a gewaldige thing, a Jew is a chiddush, and all the koiches and all the klippas are jealous of this possibility that this Jew, through his own free choice, is going to climb out and get to the next rung on the ladder and connect to the Bari Olam by his own will and by his own choice, which these klippas do not want. The dinim do not want that. The dinim would be totally fine if you would just be like a clown and painted. The dinim are okay with that. But the dinim will not tolerate a Baal Bechira. A Baal Bechira giving a scream and breaking getting out of the pit, breaking out of the trap. But that, the other side cannot bear that. As we see all the brothers, the tzaddikim, we're not massing them, but all the brothers ganging up on Yosef Atzadik. And then finally, and what happened to him afterwards, he's out of the pit, and then he gets sold, and he ends up in Mitzrayim, Beis Potifera, and then in the jail. It's mamish mischadshel misgaber, all chidushim. Even when you see what Chazal say that until he came down to Mitzrayim, there was Soichem, Yishmaelim, and Midyanim, and Mitzrayim. It's confusing. Like who had him at each time along on the road? Like you look at the Mefarshim, the Chazal, all these are different klippas that Yosef Atzadik is dealing with. Yishmaelim and Midyanim, Soichrim and Knanim and Mitzrayim and Allah get his Achim and then to go down and then he's in Mitzrayim. And then the Sarah Oifim, and the Sarata Bachim, and everything that happens to him. It's Vayasifu Od Lisno Oso. Because Yosef is the young man that's aspiring to be Yosef Atzadik. And when you are aspiring to be Yosef Atzadik, it means you're now Agol Mechaver, because first it's V'hunar, is V'hunar. But he's trying to grow into somebody great. Nobody was trying to be as great as Yosef Atzadik. Therefore, by Yosifo, it's Nosa. And at that time, the Klippas were Maslabish and his holy brothers. The big tzaddikim, it was Maslabish and the holy brothers. And by Yosifo, it's Nosa. V'lo yochlo darba l'sham, they couldn't say a nice word to him. They couldn't say it. V'yalach darba l'sham. They couldn't talk to him. Umekatrigim kenegdo, and it constantly misgarbim and kitrugim against him. Kenegdo kasher ata, next page, yadata. Hashem is only you know. Hashem, you know the whole story. Lulei rachamecha v'chasadecha. If not for your rachmim and your chasadim, I want the tefillah to bring what we're learning back to our Hizbardus here, right? To learn how to speak to Hashem. Rabbi Nosson is teaching us a sprach. Rabbi Nosson is teaching us Safar shel hitkarvut, the language of getting closer to Hashem, the language of an Oved Hashem. That's what this is. Lulei koach Abbaseinu v'Abbaseinu tzaddikim anaroim, and if not for the unbelievable koach of our Ovis and the tzaddikim, Hamaginim aleinu, who are through their teachings, and we hold on to their Torah, and we hold on to them, that they're trying to protect us. Hamaginim aleinu kvar avadnu b'anyenu. If not for the Torah that we learned, if not for our ancestors and the tzaddikim who are davening for us and who have shared their Torah with us, we've already been finished. Kvar avadnu b'anyenu. We'd be totally lost. You know, how weak I am. You know how weak I am. The Ukashias Orpi, and you know that I'm so stubborn. Ushtus Daitin, I'm so foolish. Va'ata Ovi Shabashamayim, but you, my Father in Shamayim. Chaim El Dalim, you have Rachmanis on poor people. Poor doesn't only mean with money, it means in Seichel. And in Koiches, I'm poor, I don't have Koiches, I don't have Seichel. I'm a Vakeshes and Nidaf, not only that, but you told us, that you take the side of the underdog. I'm a Vakeshes and Nirdaf. I'm a Nirdaf. The one who wants to be like Yosef, I'm a Nirdaf. They're chasing after me. Lamdeni v'hareini. You see, he's alluding to Yosef HaTzadik here. Lamdeni, teach me and show me. Bamei yizkanar kamayni. Because hunar, right? Yosef HaTzadik. Bamei yizkanar kamayni. Mole avoinus kamayni. A person so filled with aveiros, like me. Chalush koyach kamayni. A person so weak like me. Limtzo derech nesiv ve'etza. I'm asking you, teach me, show me a path. Derech, Nesiv, Eitza. Teach me, reveal to me an Eitza. Advice. Eich l'schazek keneged kol minei yitzar b'roim. B'chol pam. How to be mischazek keneged all of these yitzars that come with me. Whether it's for Midian, whether it's for Yishmael, whether it's Ammon, Amayav, Amalek. How am I supposed to be misgaber against all these things? And how could I be mischakim? How could I be smarter? The chochma amitis, I'm such a shaita. How could I be smarter? The chochma amitis, the true chochma. Well, is gaba b'chol minei his gabras. Because since the Yetzirah is mischadesh, and that's how the Yetzirah is misgaber, because it comes always in different ways, I understand I need to be mischadesh to be misgaber. Misgaber b'chol minei his gabras. B'chol eis ve'eis, it's always different. B'chol eis ve'eis. Yetzirah is always coming to me in different ways. B'chol darga v'darga. Every madrega. B'chol minya aliyas v'yeridas shabarlam. Because whether I'm having an aliyah, I'm doing well, Yetzirah comes after me in different ways. You're not really doing well. You think you're doing well. You're phony, you're a fake, or you really could do much better than you're doing, and so on. The Yetzirah doesn't let go of me just because I'm having an aliyah. And certainly when I'm going through a Yerida, of course. Laharach api, to be patient. Help me to be more patient. Not to get all mevuhal from the Yetzirah, not to get thrown off. V'limshol beruchi, to take control of my ruach, to be in control. V'limshol beruchi, v'lich es yitzri, to conquer, to crush the Yetzirah. Whatever this Yetzirah is coming, Yad Ochim, Yad Esav, Esav, whatever it is. B'ofen she'ezke lachnia, or leshaber, or levatel, kol minei yitzvin roim. I should be zeicher, lachnia, to drive away, and break, levatel, and erase, all different kinds of Yitzhar and roim. V'chol minei koiches hamoinim avados v'amitascha. And anything that's keeping me from serving you and from your truth. That I should be zeicher to go in your holy ways and to stay away from bad stuff and to do good stuff. Everything is good in your eyes. Rebbeinu Shalom, Rebbeinu Shalom. Rebbeinu da alma kula. It's the same thing in Aramaic. Rebbeinu Shalom. Master of the world. La'ela min kaila. You are higher than anything. You're la'ela min kaila. V'leis la'ela minach. There is nothing that is higher than you. Leis la'ela minach. There is nothing that is higher than you. Asha afilu keser elyon uchmahu legabach. Even though we talk about the spheres, and we heard about this thing called keser, but even the keser elyon is uchma, is black, is dark, legabach, compared to you. Because we're not talking about atzmusa mahusa, Hashem who in his essence. We're talking about keser. Even when we say ein seif, it's not atzmusa mahusa. You're higher than all of these things. Therefore, we believe that your kindness and that your love is higher than any madregas of Kedusha that we know about. Vata kuloi toiv ba'atzmecha. As much as we're allowed to even speak that way. Again, this is the language that the Baal Shem, the Talmidei Baal Shem used that they were given permission to use, that in earlier generations they didn't speak in such an open way. So I'm caught up in all of these dinim, and I'm in this pit, and I'm trapped. I don't know how to get out. I'm surrounded by dinim, but Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm talking to you ba'atzmecha, and that ba'atzmecha, in that place that's called ba'atzmecha, bli shum achizas hadin klal. Not even the hisayrus of dinim that takes place because of the connection between Kesed and Chachman and Bina. There's hisayrus of dinim. I'm talking to you before the program, higher than the whole Inyan, higher than Histalshalas, higher than all the spheres. Bli shum achizas hadin klal. Afil adin hakodesh v'atar. The dinim kadoshim v'atar. In other words, this cheshbon you have to make me into a better person. So into a bigger Yosef Tzaddik. I'm talking to you from something that's higher. I believe that you're higher than all of this in a way, in a very, very awesome, remarkable way. That no human mind could possibly comprehend. Therefore, I know 1,000% that all the dinim that I'm going through, they're able to be alive in my life. They're able to fight against me because you're mechaya them. This whole show of this world, you are the one that's mechaya. This whole show, this whole delusion of this world. You are the one who's mechayis kol adina. Mitachlis sherish elyon shel adin hakadosh v'hanayra, from the highest level of dinim that are kadoshim and nayroim of Yitzchak Avinu. Ad sefer shtalshos adinim, all the way down to the rocks that are falling into my head right now, in the pit that are being thrown on me, which is the sefer shtalshos adinim. Once they say that once the Kotzker was walking with some chassidim across a bridge. I'm not talking about the Verazan, you understand? It's like one of these little. They were crossing over the bridge, and they were going in the river, swimming, and they of course wanted to have some fun. There's some Jews on the bridge, so they took rocks. They started to throw them at the guys, and they're being hit by rocks. And they grabbed the Rebbe to like shield him and to help, that he shouldn't get hit. And the Kosk says, "What are you grabbing? What's the matter with you?" So they said, "The goyim." So the Kosk said, "What goyim?" He said, "The rocks, Rebbe, the rocks." He said, "What rocks?" And when they turned back, they saw there were no goyim, there were no rocks. Everything was gone. It was just nice river. And the Kosk they kept on going. Now, I saw that when I was a kid. I don't remember where I saw that story. Could be it was a Bubba Maisa. I don't know. There are a lot of Bubba Maisas. But when I was thinking about it, so like when they kept on going with the Kotzker, were they bleeding, like from getting hit? Or when he said there's no going, there are no rocks, does it mean there's no injury? There's no blood? It didn't happen? So ever since I heard that, I would think about that from time to time. What does it mean when the Kotzker said, "What rocks? What guy?" So, as a child, it's much more fun to say that there was nothing happened, and nobody was bleeding, and they lived happily ever after. But as you get older, you begin to think that maybe the Kotzker also got a clot. But that's not what the story is saying. That there aren't injuries in this world. There aren't bad things that happen. So, what is it? There's no... Because the Kotzker was mamtik the dinim b'sharsham. What he was saying is that there's no goyim and no rocks. The shorish of this is elokusi is bar. And what is the nisayon of that moment? Okay, I'm sure the Rebbe spoke to him about it afterwards. What happened to you? How you lost yourselves? Whatever the lesson he taught. Because I'm sure that afterwards he had a conversation with them. But b'shas ma'is he wanted to say to them, you're taking the world too seriously. And when you take the world very seriously, it hurts more. I also have a bump on my head. But there are no goyim, there are no racks. But there were goyim, Rebbe, but there are goyim, there are racks. The world is filled with goyim and with racks. And some of them throw the racks at you. So there are goyim and there are racks. But the Rebbe was talking about something higher than that. And again, the Rebbe's not saying that you should, you shouldn't be careful and you shouldn't, duck or something. There was a reason why he wanted to tell them that at that moment. So I don't know if they actually disappeared, as I remember in the story that I read when I was a kid, that everything that they disappeared. Probably they didn't disappear. Probably they kept on screaming and throwing things. It's usually how it went. You want to say Meifis? The Kotzker wasn't big on Meifsim, as you know. He used to say, Oisis and Meifsim, Ba'abnis B'neicham, that's what he used to say. Meifsim, Ba'abnis B'neicham, I don't need Meifsim. He said the biggest Meif.
The story's more impressive if they did not disappear.
Much more impressive. That's why, for kids, if you want to make the little cartoon, they look down and the Rebbe shows them there's nothing there. But as adults, it's much more impressive, the story. They came out, this one got a knick, this one got a knock, they walked across, and then the Kotzker, I think then the Kotzker took them and said, listen, Chevron, we need to talk a little bit. Because everything that I've been teaching you, you're not getting it. Because I saw that with all the Chassidus and all the Kabbalah, at that moment there was terror in your eyes. And you felt that you were surrounded by dinim, by these bad guys. The bad guys were there. But you have to mamtik the dinim, to remember who they come from and why they're coming, to think about it. And this is something that the Seichel can't understand. But comes to the lowest, most horrible, hard rocks that are falling on you. Every single rock. Like they say from the Chavetz Chaim or Rabbi Elchanan, I remember, but that every bullet has an address on it. That's a famous, I don't know, they say it from different tzaddikim, but again, was the tzaddik saying that you should stand up in the middle when they're shooting bullets? He wasn't saying that. But you have to go to that place of the shorish of all dinim. From these dinim come nechazim, all the Yetzer Hara is nechaz. It takes hold. When that's what we're learning. When you're ma'or the dinim, when you get all worked up and depressed and scared and nervous. Which is what the Kotzker was saying. That's then what? Then the dinim are able to be. Then all the Yetzer Hara are able to be nechaz in these dinim. What feeds the Yetzer Hara are the dinim. That gives nourishment to the Yetzer Hara. So when a person is depressed, he's in a place of din. That doesn't take away the COVID. It makes the COVID strong. Then Yetzer Hara gets more energy, as we spoke about. Asher Agarti Bali. That which I'm most afraid of, it comes after me more. All these dinim till the highest place. The tzaddikim, the Yetzer Hara, the tzaddikim is a malach HaKadosh. It's a much higher type of Yetzer Hara. It's a different kind of Yetzer Hara. It's a malach HaKadosh. But whether it's a plain old, horrible, old-fashioned Yetzer Hara, the guy with the rock, or being thrown into the pit, or it's a Malach HaKadosh that's telling me to be afraid of something that that by Kriyishma I didn't concentrate the way that I used to yesterday, and because of that my Kriyishma is worthless, and so on and so forth. That's a Malach HaKadosh. So it's a Yetzer Hara. It's a Tzaddik's Yetzer Hara. But benkach, it's dinim, and it gets you worried, it gets you worked up, it gets you depressed, and the Memela there's dinim, and the dinim are nechazim in the Yetz nechaz in the dinim, but I believe kulam akal mechiyas mechal. But everything receives its life, its energy from you. And without you, nothing. Not a Yetzer Tov, not a Yetzer Hara, not Achi, not Esav. Nothing can lift its hand without you. There's no koyach achiyas kolshu. There's no racks, there's no goy. There's no Yetzirah. Nothing. Shum koyach v'chiyas kolshu ki mimcha levad. Ki atem achayis kula. V'af al pichein atem b'roim v'manusa b'tachlis Yisrael musvaya. Nevertheless, Hashem, you are higher and more exalted. B'tachlis Yisrael musvaya. Hevdel mikol sherish hadinim hakadashim shechol olam hakadashim b'tachlis hakadusha. Ki ata toiv be'emes b'tachlis hatoiv bli shum achizas hadin klal. But by you, ba'atzmacha, not the spheres, where there could be dinim to the Messiah, but by you, ba'atzmacha, by the root and the shorish of all that exists, by the one who gives life to everything, including Ra, including the Yetzirah, by you, there's bli shum achizas hadin klal. I want to be with you. I want to be there. I want to be able to connect to that, to you. Umi yovin dachei pleisach. Who can understand your wondrous ways? Uvechein, pages on page Tav Samad Gimel. Uvechein bekarch tuvcha elyon ha'amiti. Therefore, I'm asking you, bekarch tuvcha with you because of your great love and your great kindness. Ha'amiti, that is emes. Uvekarch hatzadikim ha'gdol ma'kadeshim adei Ramah shezoch lahasik tuvcha ha'amiti. And the karch of all the great tzadikim who understand this. And you created the world in order to reveal your love and your kindness. And that your love for me doesn't stop no matter what I've done. It doesn't stop. Hashem's love, Hashem's kindness, it's never ending. His love, His compassion, His care doesn't stop, doesn't end. Lo chalu doesn't end like vayichulu, doesn't end. Now listen. I was gathering strength. The koychem hagol in the koyach of what in the koyach of my belief in that which is higher than any dinim in you, Hashem ba'atzmacha, and the koyach of the great tzaddikim who fought against the side of evil and fought against even the Malach HaKadosh and were able to destroy and to fight and to crush all the Ra in their lives. Because of this Nishon Adayin Lahakas Eshinai, here I am again. Lahakas Eshinai means to like rub my teeth, like Lahakas, like in the Haggadah. Lahakas, like when you want to get up, like to fight. So not to grit, like to grit, I don't know the word. To grind your teeth, like, to gather your strength. To blind my eyes from seeing the trap and the racks, from everything. The goyim, all the racks. And I'm binding together. I'm gathering together my goof and all my evarim, my whole body, every limb in my body. And I'm opening my mouth, to scream out to you. From this place that I'm in, that I'm still in the bottom of this hole, in this pit. To still have hope, to still be in the fight, and to still keep on fighting, and to be mitzapa l'yishuasa, that if I get up and I grind my teeth and I close my eyes and I push and I keep on trying and I don't stop, that you will save me. And I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up with all the good things in my life that I want to do and I want to accomplish outside the pit. I'm not giving up. B'shum oifen. V'lifrois kapai, and I'm holding out my hands. V'lishtach yadai lechadai. I'm still reaching for you. I'm still reaching for you. V'lishtach yadai lecha. Ulai oser li, Hashem. That maybe you will answer my tefillah. Ulai oser li Hashem. It says in Pasuk in Shirshim, Doidi sholach yodo min hachor. That my beloved sent forth his hand through the opening. And I'm still reaching for that hand. L'shtach yodi elecha adayin. Ulai oser Hashem v'lei oivad, so I shouldn't be lost. Ulai yochais. That you'll have Rachmanis on me, Ulai Yerachim, Rabban Shalom, 3 times.
Lamdeni atam haloim alefenacha. I don't know the words to say. Teach me how to speak to you. Lamdeni ata derech hachayim. Teach me the way of life. Derech hatshuva amitis. L'sochel, the true way of tshuva. L'sochel for a fool. Chalush koyach, who's so weak. Chalush eitzim, is without eitzis kamayni. Lamdeni ata eitz amitis. She'ez, teach me a true eitzis. She'ez k'lekam b'oifen she'oshu lach meher b'emes. They should come back to you b'emes. Lamdeni ata derech nesiv hashvil, the path, the way. B'gashmis, v'ruchnius, b'oifen she'ez k'b'chol eis veis. Les gabe k'neged eitzar v'amaniya v'ma'aki v'm'balbalo yisah eis. That I should be able to overcome and to crush this new version of the Yitzhar that's coming to confuse me right now. This madrega that I'm in right now, which is a higher madrega than I used to be. Or it could be a lower madrega that I'm in, but this is where I am right now. And you alone, Hashem, you know, because you created all of this. How all of these different ways of tricking me and fooling me and beating me up and overcoming me that the Yitzhar has all the time, all different ways, all new ways. Every day means it's not every day, means every minute. And if not for your help, we wouldn't be able to get out. Rachem alai l'man shemecha. Ki rabu machoivai v'tzaros levavi. Please have rachmanis l'man shemecha, for the sake of your holy name, because I'm in such pain. Ki rabu machoivai, I'm hurting so much. V'tzaros levavi, and my heart's filled with tzaros. Tzaros levavi yechivu ma'oid ma'oid. These tzaros that I feel have become so big. Bli shia, that it's without the shia. This is the weaker part of the tefillah. The stronger part comes afterwards. I didn't notice that. I didn't send you a picture. But maybe we'll finish. You don't have tough song without you have?
No.
Okay, so maybe we'll do a little bit more next week, and we'll start the next time.